Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. You can see here we got a ton of sun out there, but it's cold, and we're drinking Sunny D because we already had our coffee. So today we got a couple kits done in the last couple of weeks. They both have a couple little quirky things that I need to just kind of sit down and address. But as many of you know too, sometimes they can start to overwhelm you and you just gotta put it offside, or maybe it's just me, I don't know. I figured I'd show you the first one here, and then we'll wait a couple weeks and we'll show you the second one. We'll kind of discuss what our thoughts are of the kit, and what we're going to do to the kit. And there's, I'd be very open to hear what you guys have to say. So let's get through that intro and we'll get right into this kit. Be right back. Alrighty, so yesterday was kind of a day. Not gonna lie, I was pretty pissed off, and so I ended up having to get off of YouTube. Generally, I stay on YouTube all day. I don't watch TV and whatnot. So I ended up switching over to just listening to some music and getting some things done around here. And wasn't even sure if I was even going to make this video. And some of you have messaged me privately saying, dude, you must have really edited that video yesterday. You'd be correct. So I'm very disappointed that some of the topics that get brought up in this community get to be more of just off the beaten path. Just creating drama. I mean, with today's society, we've got enough topic of debate in listening to all the crap that is politics of these days. And as somebody that's living in the shitty state of Minnesota, you guys should be just lucky and not have to deal with that, right? I mean, why bring politics into a hobby that is just supposed to be fun? So yes, it's done, it's over. It's definitely backpedal fest today, which that you knew that was going to happen. So I mean, it's just better to think things clearly and look at the big picture always. When you come from running your own business to going to work for corporations and then still running a privateer business, there's a lot more things that are in play that make those decisions. And to just justify something is just toxic in a way without thinking it through is pretty detrimental. So anyhow, what do we got for you today? We've got the 1970 Pro Street Coronet. Now this kit I thought was going to be a better kit. I thought it was going to be like the Roadrunner of its day. I purchased this kit way back in the day, so 1992 is when this kit was released, and that's how long I've had it. So I'm very excited to get it done, but I definitely would like to find another one, and then I'll do it like more of a Pro Street drag motif. This one here, with the 3D printing stuff and how the Resto Mod thing came about, I just was wanting to go down that route. So let's flip this camera around and we'll show you what we got here. Alrighty, So there it is. This is the Coronet. Um, I'm pretty happy with it. We went with the automotive colors. This is definitely the F8 green, Chrysler's color. I'm not a big green fan. I'm even more of a person that hates red, but this green looks really good on these body lines, and I'm very pleased with it. It laid down really well. Um, it just it just really does pop in the light. It looked really good last week at the model show, so we got it done just in time for the model show. There's some fitment issues, mainly caused from the glass. The interior tub, I think, is from the AMT Roadrunner kit, because that Roadrunner kit came out first. But this glass does not fit with that, especially up here on the interior tub and the dash. The glass is way too long. So make sure when you build this, if you build this kit, to double check how the glass even fits up here around the roof line and the A-pillars. Because I kind of had to warm mine up a little bit with some warm water, and then just kind of put it in there and get it to kind of form around the body a little bit, which was kind of scary because at that point this thing was already in paint. And then I had to cut the whole bottom side of that glass right up to the edge of that chrome, to get that interior tub to come all the way up. Otherwise it will not go together, and you'll have a gap between your cowl and your firewall, because all of that stuff glues to your chassis. So it was kind of a little panicking, I'm not gonna lie, just because at that point you've got everything painted, and I guess I kind of lacked a little bit on the fitment there. I took it for granted. So I had to let cool heads prevail and just take my time. And then I realized real quick that this glass was an issue. So we got that all sorted out. The other thing, that this glass came connected to your door glass that would roll up and down, and I didn't want that to be all glassed off. So I had to cut the quarter glass away from those. And that was kind of tricky too a little bit, because the glass likes to crack very easily. So we managed to do that very slowly, just kind of scribing away at it, and got it to cut really nice. So for how old it is, the glass and the kit, it all worked out really, really well. And then I decided to incorporate the trim that would be on there, and we did all of that. All the bare metal foil turned out really good. The bumpers, the back bumper fit relatively well to the kit. All the chrome we stripped and then re-chromed, but I wanted to change the fitment on the bumper a little bit, like a resto mod would be, so we kind of moved that in a little bit. The front bumper, which is kind of unique on the 70 Coronet, this one had a few little issues with fitment, but I was able to kind of do a little finessing on it and got it to where it fit pretty well, especially when the hood was on. It just kind of had a little bit of a lean to it. So we did that. Again, we stripped it. We even painted the centerpiece there the same body color, and then we replated it. Now, the one thing that I'm not 100% certain that I want to keep this way is the black hood. I ended up printing the scoop for it. I wanted to do the 6-pack motif with the Super B, the Coronet Super B, and a lot of those were always black, so I thought, well, I can always just shoot it black first, and then if I don't like it, I can throw the right primer on there and go with the green. I'm kind of thinking about doing something 50-50 now. I would love to see what you guys think I should do. But these cars, if you had a 6-pack, the hoods were black. So let's get this hood off of there. So we put an Indy Hemi in there, with a 6-pack, basically with fuel injected like carb throttle bodies on there. I think it's looks really cool. I was glad that it would fit all under that hood, and we have a few more detail things to take care of. So with those details, the main one is I want to run the exhaust all the way out the back on this car. So I have not done that. That's going to take some time to do the fitment on it, and I just didn't. I ran out of time, and we needed to get it kind of done to take to the show. And the exhaust is going to be me just wanting to sit and tinker. So we'll probably do that in the next week or so. We'll get this thing flipped over, and we'll let her buck and figure out how we're going to run that exhaust and what tips I want. I'm leaning more towards like the factory Mopar oval tips. So I gotta see if I want to carve some out on from one of the kits, or if I'm going to actually try and 3D print those or not. The wheels on this are the Budnik style wheel. So you got 18s in the front and you got 20s in the back. I'm not a big resto mod guy per se, but to me, I feel that if I was to build a resto mod, this is how I would want it to look. I still wanted the resto mod to look like a muscle car, not all modded out. I do not like the Kindig style cars in real life. They just do nothing for me. To me, I think he takes too much of the flair and the detail away from the muscle car. So to me, I feel this is how I would do it, where you kind of let the wheels and the stance of the car do all the talking, and then whatever mechanical you see in the motor. But we did do what you would see in the resto mod, where we've tried to incorporate a leather interior. Most of these cars from the factory would have either had the really dark green or a black interior. We went with an all leather. We did more of a modern day high back seat with the shoulder supports, leathered out all the dash, the seats, it's the console, it's got the carpeting in it, all of that stuff, which was a little bit different for me, but I learned a few things from the Cancer 24-hour group build on to try to make the leather look real on that coupe, and I was able to incorporate it into this build. The one thing that this kit really kind of lacks is the fact that the headlights are molded in instead of clear lenses, but it's just part of it. You can tack it many different ways. I think if I was to do the kit again, I would probably drill all that out. This kit I think would look really cool lit. Get some pointers from like Grandpa Mark or Bruce, and figure out how to light the second one. I think would be totally awesome to do. There's plenty of space back here to where you could put a battery and all that stuff in there. Like I said, I wouldn't be scared for fact of having to trim that. Being that this kit is larger too, you can get a lot of different variations of motors in this thing. This, like I said, I printed a couple different Hemis. This one filled the engine bay a lot better than the other one that I printed. This one here, when I scaled this, worked out fairly well. But this car has just tons of opportunities. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could put turbos up here. And that's probably something that I would look to do on a second one. We would go a little bit more with the street car, race car, drag and drive type motif. But I just wanted to build one of these. I've always wanted to build one. Again, this was something that we started as a child. We ended up stripping the chassis because I painted the whole chassis with a brush. We stripped that in the pond, and then we decided to, just kind of detail the heck out of it. The interior tub was painted all black. We were going to put black interior in there. We stripped that as well. The seats I didn't have done. The dash I didn't have done. So it was perfect opportunity to do that. We did not have this body in paint. And realistically, if I would have completed this thing back in the day, we would have never found the fitment issues with the chrome. We would have never stripped the chrome, and it probably would have had the centerline wheels on it. But I love the stance of this thing. I just love how the paint worked out well. This is the MCW enamel paint, the automotive color. It turns out really good. It buffs out really good as well. And we put some of the Wizard wax on it, and it turned out really well. It turned out better than I thought. So now my big debate is going to be, do I paint this green to match? Most of your resto mods probably would. I'm kind of leaning that I might get a little creative with this. So I kind of have a couple ideas that would be a little different, but I just don't know. I guess I would love to hear in the comments what you people think as far as me leaving it black, if I can get it back on here backwards, or would you paint it green? I don't know. I'm on the fence. You know, as a Mopar guy, you always see the six-pack hood as a matte black, but with this car, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Sometimes I look at it when it's sitting in the case and I'm thinking, that hood looks unfinished. And then there's times where I go, that hood looks badass on there. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to hear it. So, let's flip this back around. So again, that was the AMT 1970 Coronet Pro Street Kit. It's a lot of fun. It's a good kit. If you can find this kit, I highly recommend this kit, especially if you're a Mopar guy, Super B guy. It's a really good kit. It doesn't seem like it's 125th. Every time I worked on it, to be honest with you, it felt like it was 124th. I know these cars are big in real life, but this thing just seems like it's 124th, and it could be just me, but I don't know. There's something about it. I mean, I have a couple other cars that are 124th, that like the 69 Super B, and this thing is basically the same size. So I'm really curious to see if AMT kind of fudged the numbers on that, because it does seem 124th-ish, but tomato, still a lot of fun to build, and I recommend the kit. I want to try and find another one. Definitely something I'll be looking for at some of the model shows coming up, to see if we can grab another one, and then we will really go to town on one in more of a drag and drive motif, and we'll get after it. So, but we've got a couple Chevrolets we need to get done. Those are on the thing. I have a Ford that I really want to get to. That's going to be a duplicate of a buddy's car that he's had. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many decades he's had it. He got it from his father, and then his father helped him make it into a race car, and he still has the car. So I definitely want to do that. And then, of course, finish the old shop truck that you can see in the background. So shop truck's been a lot of fun. And of course, we've got another style of Budnick wheel that we're putting on the shop truck. So that's going to do it for today. We'll probably get to some other videos that we got to make. We got some more RC stuff coming up for sure. And we're just looking to have a good time. We're enjoying our hobbies. We're having fun. We're shooting the breeze with our buddies. And it's a good day in the neighborhood. That's all I got to say. So, with that, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody. Get out there and build something. I don't care if it's a model, an RC car, a slot car, a one-to-one car, a train set. Let's face it, all the hobby shops have a lot of stuff now. Even Legos. I'm impressed with these people that do Legos. So, it's cool to see the hobbies taking over YouTube, and hopefully that keeps growing, and less politics and more hobbies. That's the way I look at it. Get rid of the politics, more hobbies. So, see y'all later. Peace out.